Hello everyone, welcome to the part 3 of our Premiere Pro Beginner series, and I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone that has engaged. Thank you so much for being a part of this series. Thank you for staying true. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for listening and practicing. So far, we've covered what a sequence is and how it connects to the timeline, and we've also learned how to bring clips into that timeline. In today's tutorial, we are taking the next big step, which is learning how to arrange and edit clips on the timeline. This is where your project really starts to take shape as you cut, trim, and organize your story. Before we dive into editing, let's revisit the timeline layout for clarity. The timeline is divided into video tracks, which is above V1, V2, V3, and audio tracks, which are below A1, A2, A3, and this might increase depending on how many tracks you have in your sequence. Each clip you add occupies a track in this timeline. And remember, everything you do here is happening inside your sequence. Now we're going to be talking about the basic editing tools you have in your timeline. Premiere Pro provides several tools for editing clips directly on your timeline. Here are the most important ones for beginners. Number 1, we have the selection tool. This tool is what you use to move your clips from one place to another. So this tool is your main tool. It lets you move and trim and select your clip. It lets you move, trim, and select your clips. If you want your clips to be at the center, the left, the right, the top, the bottom, this tool is what you use to move your clips from one place to another. Number 2, the razor tool. Shortcut letter C on your keyboard. This tool helps you cut a clip into pieces at any point you click. It helps you cut your clip into pieces if you want to divide your clips into 2, or you have a point where you don't need anymore. Rather than just trimming, you can use this tool to cut it, and once you cut it, you can delete the parts, the section you don't want. The third tool is the Ripple Edit tool, shortcut letter B. This tool helps you trim a clip and automatically closes the gap between the clips that you cut. Number 4, the Rolling Edit tool, letter N. This tool helps you adjust the edit point between 2 clips without affecting the overall timeline length. Then the 5th tool we have on this timeline for basic editing for beginners is the Slip tool, shortcut letter Y. This tool helps you keep a clip's duration the same, but it changes what portion of the source video is played on your source monitor. Learning these tools is key to editing efficiently as a beginner on Premiere Pro. First of all, to move a clip, you have to select it with your selection tool and drag it left or right, up or down. To reorder, you have to drag one clip before or after another. So to reorder your clips, you drag one clip before another or after another. Next, to move only the video or the audio, if you failed to do that in the source monitor before bringing your footages into your timeline, if you want to move only your video or only your audio, you have to unlink them first. And how to unlink? You have to right click on a footage and select unlink. Once you click this, it would unlink your video footage from your audio, so you can move your video separately and you can move your audio separately. Now, here is a great tip I would like to share with you while editing. Make sure you keep your main footage on V1 and A1, then use the higher tracks like V2, V3 for B-rolls, overlays, text, graphics, and any other thing you would like to put after your main footage. Always make sure that your main footage is on V1 and A1. This structure helps keep your project organized. Editing isn't just about putting clips down, it's about cutting them down to what matters. Cutting and trimming clips is an essential part in editing on Premiere Pro. There are two main approaches to cutting and trimming clips on your timeline. Number one, cutting with the razor tool. If you don't want a part of your video, you can use the razor tool to cut the clip into two, then delete that footage, or you move the footage to a different part or different segment of your timeline. The second part is trimming with the selection tool. Trimming with the selection tool. Now hover the selection tool over the edge of a clip until you see a red bracket. Now this red bracket appears at the beginning of your clip or at the end of your clip. Now drag it inwardly to shorten, or drag it outwardly to extend. If you want to extend your clip, you can use this red bracket to extend it, or use it inwardly to shorten it. So you can either use the razor tool or the selection tool to cut and trim clips in your timeline. As your sequence grows, navigation becomes important. So you can use the plus or minus key to zoom in or out of your timeline. You can also use the backslash key to fit the entire sequence into view. These keys are mainly to help you have a proper view of your timeline and to see what you are editing and to have a clearer perspective of what you are doing on your timeline. You can lock tracks you don't want to edit accidentally by clicking the padlock icon. So if you don't want to use any clip, or you're not using them for now, so you don't use them accidentally or you delete them accidentally. So with these basics, you have the ability to take raw footages and start shaping them into a story. Now that we've gone over the main editing tools, let's put them into practice with a quick exercise. If you're following along, go ahead and open Premiere Pro and let's do this together. Step 1, import and create a sequence. So start by importing 3 or 4 short clips into your project panel. This could be a sample clip, a B-roll, or anything you have at hand, any footage at all. Kindly import 3 or 4 of those short clips into your project panel. Now drag the first clip down onto the new item icon. This would automatically create a sequence that matches your clip's settings. Notice how the clips show up in the timeline. This is the beginning of our edit. Step 2, place multiple clips on the timeline. Let's drag in our other clips. Place them one after another in the timeline. Clip 2, clip 3, and clip 4. Now when you hit play, it will play back in sequence. This is how you start building a story, by arranging clips one after another. Step 3. Now let's trim a couple of clips. Move your mouse to the edge of the first clip until you see a red bracket. Click and drag inward to shorten it, and do the same with the second clip. It is this red bracket that helps you shorten or extend your clip. See how we are cutting the parts we don't need without splitting the clip in half. This is trimming directly in the timeline. Do not forget, we can trim from the source monitor using the in and out tool, but when you want to trim directly on your timeline, you have to use the selection tool, the red bracket, to trim on your timeline without splitting the clip in half. Next, let's try cutting. Select the razor tool by pressing the letter C on your keyboard. Move to the third clip and click right in the middle. You will notice the clip is now split into 2. Switch back to the selection tool by pressing V, then select the second half of that clip and hit delete. This is how you remove a specific section from the middle of a clip on your timeline. Now let's try moving things around. Grab your last clip and drag it between the first and second clips. Play it back, you'll see the order has changed. Rearrange clips like this lets you control the flow of your story. Step 6. Sometimes you'll notice gaps when clips don't sit side by side. To fix this, select the Ripple Edit tool by pressing B. Drag the edge of one clip forward and the gap closes automatically. This keeps your timeline clean and saves you from dragging every single clip forward manually. Finally, let's organize. Drag one clip up onto video track 2. Notice how it sits above the other clips. This is how we layer video on the timeline. V1 is usually for main footage, while V2 and higher can be used for overlays, B-roll or graphics or your text. You can also lock tracks to prevent accidental changes, or mute tracks if you don't want to hear certain audio. Now that is our practice exercise. We imported clips, created a sequence, trimmed and cut our footage, moved and reordered clips, used ripple editing to close gaps, and organized our timeline using layers. By doing these simple steps, you've just completed your first mini edit in Premiere Pro. These are the core editing skills you will use every single time you edit a project. And that is it. You now know the core timeline editing skills. Keep practicing these steps because they form the foundation of every edit you will make in Premiere Pro. Thank you for listening. Thank you for practicing. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.